Wanted, The Perfect Pet, written by Fiona Roberton. Not Robertson, Roberton. Chapter 1. Oh, this is a chapter book. Chapter 1. The Boy. Hello. Once upon a time there lived a boy named Henry. What Henry wanted more than anything else in the whole wide world, more than chips, more than a cowboy costume, more than an all-expenses-paid trip to the moon, more even than world peace itself, was a dog. I like dogs. Don't you like dogs? But Henry, said his mother, you already have 27 different varieties of frog. Surely they're enough. 2 frogs? Have you ever held a frog? When I was a little boy, I used to play in a swamp and caught frogs all the time. No, said Henry sternly, they are boring. All they do is hop and gribbit. Yeah, look, there's a frog on Henry's head. I want a pet with a personality. I want a dog. With floppy ears and a waggy tail and a soft wet nose and a warm furry tongue. A dog that I can catch balls that I throw, that can learn fantastic new tricks. Look, he's trying to teach the dog how to talk, sausages. And that I can chase around trees. Because it's common knowledge, said Henry, that a dog is a perfect pet for a boy. So he decided to advertise, and he put an ad in the newspaper, in the Daily Catastrophe, and it said, wanted, the perfect pet, also known as a dog. Must have a waggy tail, floppy ears, soft wet nose, and a warm furry tongue. Should be able to learn fantastic new tricks, preferably house-trained. Apply in person to Mr. Henry, the Pond House, 24 Tadpole Lane, Little Gribblington, or call evenings and weekends only. And then he waited. Chapter 2. The Duck. Once upon a time there lived a duck. He didn't have a name. Oh no, that's sad. He lived all alone, far, far away, on the top of a cold and windy hill. Nobody ever wrote, nobody ever called, and nobody ever emailed. He went to the movies and played ping pong and watched the sunrise, the sun float somewhere about the middle, and the sunset all by himself every single day. It wasn't much fun. But then one day, he opened up his paper and he saw the classified ad that Henry had put in. I am not a dog, he said, but if I was a dog, I could have a friend at last. Now, I didn't know that ducks could read newspapers, did you? And how would they pay for them? Where would they get the money to pay for the newspaper? That's really interesting. A friend to have tea with, go to the movies with, and play ping pong with. A friend to watch the sunrise, the sun float somewhere about the middle, and the sunset with. See, he's sitting on his house looking at the sun. So, with an old pair of socks, an egg box, and some string, he created the perfect disguise. He's making himself look like a dog. Then he packed his things and set off on the long journey to meet the boy. Chapter 3, The Discovery. Ding dong! A dog! Yelled Henry. Woof! Said the duck. Henry had never been so excited. The duck had never been happier. However, Henry's dog wasn't very good at catching balls, and he wasn't very good at learning new tricks. And when he chased Henry around the trees, he waddled, and he slipped, and he tripped, and his soft wet nose and his floppy ears and his tail fell off. Oh no, that's sad. Henry was stunned. The duck slowly stood up. A single fat tear rolled down his beak and plopped on the ground in front of him. I am sorry. I am not a dog, said the duck. I am just a duck. I do not have floppy ears, or a waggy tail, or a soft wet nose, or even a warm furry tongue, he said sadly. Oh, said Henry disappointedly, no, you don't. Henry thought for a moment. Then he picked up the duck and carried him home. He gave the duck a nice hot bath and a cup of tea. He took down his book, the enormous book of incredibly interesting things. That's a big book, isn't it? It's almost as big as Henry. He looked under D, and he made a list. He showed that list to the duck. Duck skills: can dive underwater, can hold breath, swim, and float on water. Fun in bath, at beach, and useful for hunting sunken treasure, fishing, and fetching things I dropped in the swimming pool. A duck can fly, can put on an aeronautical show to earn extra pocket money. Also good for getting kites and frisbees and other items out of trees and next-door neighbors' gardens, and for drawing maps and spying on people. This particular duck is very good at disguise. He's very clever. Nest building skills, excellent for building forts. Spare feathers can be used to build Indian headdresses and to tickle little sister with. This duck can talk. It's rare, but not unheard of. Have you ever seen a talking duck before? I haven't. I've only heard ducks go quack, 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 quack. And also, the duck won't shed fur, get dog breath, need walking or house training, won't eat homework, chew shoes or furniture, and won't pee on the carpet. So, you might not be a dog, said Henry happily, but you are certainly not just a duck. In fact, you might be just the perfect pet for me. I think I'll call you Spot, said Henry. Quack, said Spot. The end. That's a nice story, isn't it?